this tutorial, we are going to map this model named Large Multi-Sport Sleeve inside Blender for the right canvas for Konfiwear. First, you have to import the model into Blender. Go to Blender, then import the FBX file as our format is FBX. After importing, check if all parts of the model have the same UV name. This is important because if they don't, merging them will misalign the UVs. Check the UV name in this section. In our case, we will name them all Main. Make sure to name all of them correctly so they work properly. Once all the mesh have the same UV name, you can proceed with the rest of the mapping. In the provided folder, you will find an Illustrator file and a PNG file that you will use as a reference for mapping. Inside the UV editing section, scale the pattern correctly. We start with the back, select all the parts at once to maintain uniform scaling across the model. Next, change the pivot point to 2D so that all transformations are based on the selected point. Then, scale the model to fit inside the red box, which represents the model's limits. Ensure the center of the model aligns with the center line. This is important for the configuration app to work correctly with your design. Move to the front part and ensure it is also inside the red box and well centered. To verify alignment, you can apply the material to the mesh. First, delete all existing materials in object mode. Then, add a new material and assign the reference texture to check for misalignment. Once the front and back are correctly positioned, proceed to the sleeves. Identify the left and right sleeves by selecting one and activating Use Sync, so the selection is reflected in the viewer. Place them in the correct sleeve section and adjust their positions. For the collar, place it inside the yellow box at the top. If it doesn't fit, slightly scale it, as it will be separated. After setting up all parts, you can export them. The collar must be separated. To do this, go to Mesh, then Separate by Selection. If needed, you can also separate other parts like hems or cuffs, but in this case, we will skip that as they are not on this model. Next, assign the correct names to the parts to ensure compatibility with the app. Name the shirt section Shirt and the collar accordingly. Naming is crucial, so double-check that all sections are labeled correctly. Now, adjust the transformations. In the provided folder, there is a GLB file that you will use as a reference for scaling. Import the GLB file just as you did with the FBX. Select all model parts and scale them to match the reference size and position. Verify alignment from all directions. Once the scaling is correct, delete the reference model. If the model consists of separate interior and exterior sections, select the interior parts and separate them using Mesh, then Separate by Selection. Name the interior section Interior. Delete all attached materials from the mesh. Then parent all model parts, collar and interior to the shirt. Check if the transformations are correct. The scale should be 1, rotation should be 0, and location should be at the origin. To apply these settings, go to Object, then Apply, then All Transforms. This step is crucial, so ensure all transformations are correctly applied. At this stage, the model is almost ready. The final step is to export and compress it. Before exporting, clean up unnecessary data. Go to File, then Clean Up and delete unused data. If any extra meshes are present, delete them. Save the Blender file in the same folder with the correct name. Then, export the model as GLB, as this is the required format for the application. In the export settings, disable animations, shape keys, and skinning since they are not needed. Also, enable compression to reduce file size and improve loading speed. Finally, export the model. The process is now complete. Just import the result to the Konfiwear app and enjoy our tools.